While it's not uncommon, and even at times financially rewarding, for individuals to portray an edgy persona on social media. As time progresses, more and more individuals are beginning to acknowledge that it's simply not worth the hassle. And in the monumental year of 2025, no other content creator embodies this better than Master Oogway, because somehow, through his edgy antics, he transitioned from amassing millions of subscribers and billions of views to sobbing on Twitter, and pleading with Mr. Beast for help in getting his YouTube ban lifted, the epitome of a misstep. Master Oogway's digital presence began in a rather unique manner, as, unlike many of his peers, he initially gained traction by performing humorous voice impressions of Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda, hence the origin of his username. And if you couldn't already guess, his content was tailored towards a younger demographic, because this type of humor was meant to amuse, and honestly, it was effective. He consistently posted content on TikTok featuring the Master Oogway voice, and ultimately gained significant popularity, striking gold with a surge in subscribers and hundreds of thousands of views. Once he hit that new viewing milestone, he began to broaden his content horizon by launching numerous accounts showcasing diverse types of material. Some consisted of reactions, others were voiceovers, and many of them were awkward fantasies about men wanting to do, well, you know what. Yeah, I have no clue either. And even if this type of content doesn't tickle my funny bone, the audience seemed to enjoy it, which is all that truly matters, because if you dove into the comment sections of these videos, you'd witness his fans memeing, expressing agreement, or throwing in lines like, "Can I join, Master?" Clearly, he was striking a chord, and after persistently uploading, sometimes several times a day, he eventually reached 1 million followers. This staggering growth wasn't limited to TikTok alone. It also occurred on YouTube, where Master Oogway was absolutely slaying the algorithms with multiple pages across both platforms, and he was doing so effortlessly. Around that period, a trend called the Chad face was gaining traction, which represented a bold opinion. So all Master Oogway needed to do was flood comments with this face on various videos to harvest millions of views each day. However, this wasn't enough for him. The issue was that low-effort Chad face reaction TikTok clips don't help sustain an audience in the long run. And if he wanted to maintain his relevance for years ahead, a serious content overhaul was necessary, which he recognized, leading him to attempt changes. You can see here where he's evidently spamming the Chad face, but if you scroll down a bit, you notice he's trying to showcase different content styles, even if some of that content is quite bizarre. I apologize, folks, I wasn't referencing that. I was talking about his more provocative videos. Videos where he's subtly veering towards racist themes, but under the guise of humor, so it seems acceptable to those who don't grasp the TikTok, where he states that black people were valued at $300 back during slavery, and now he's juxtaposing that with Mbappe's worth today, which is 500 million, implying it's inflation. He had numerous other TikToks along these lines, primarily aimed at black individuals, like the one titled, "How to Gather All the Black People in Your City in One Location." And the punchline? Just tell them KFC is 50% off. Oh, brother. This guy stinks. While I don't genuinely think he harbors racist views, it's evident that many of these videos reveal he'll go to any lengths for views. For instance, take a look at this video, where he's discussing black people compared to other surrounding videos. This one clearly surpasses all of them by a hefty margin, because dark humor captures attention and etches itself into memory, which, in terms of performance, far surpasses the Chad face concept. Thus, Master Oogway persisted in creating such videos, pushing the envelope a little further each time, every time he cracked a joke. And due to his antics on TikTok, his main account with 2.7 million followers ended up getting banned, but as I mentioned earlier, he had numerous other accounts, allowing him to bounce back. Typically, when someone faces a ban like that, particularly with 2.7 million followers behind them, you'd expect them to take a moment to reflect and change their ways, but not Master Oogway. Indeed, he took his dark humor even further, pushing boundaries to where he began uttering the N-word, and sadly for us, there's a high-definition re-upload of him actually saying it. What's up, YouTube? Today I talked to my parents, who shared a story with me. They unraveled the tale of my ancestors, revealing that my great-great-great-great-great-grandparents were slaves back in the Ottoman Empire. This left me pondering what qualifies someone to say the N-word, because I've heard it from various groups, including Mexican and black individuals. Now, I'm about to say it for the very first time in my life, properly. Not that we're going down that road, but you catch my drift. Master Oogway was so desperate for views that he relentlessly chased after shock value content. To him, any views were good views. And with that, you can probably guess what happened next. He kept crossing the line, and this time he launched a song that cemented his legacy as a clout chaser. The track was none other than Adolf H is my N. Clearly, I've blurred the title for a reason because I won't be showcasing that mess. Just think of the worst. Following the release of this song, he faced immediate backlash, with people creating entire Reddit threads just to express how cringeworthy he was. The reason I stress that he overstepped by posting this is that just a few days later, he was booted from YouTube. He lost more than 7 million subscribers and over 500 million views monthly, all due to his hateful and racist actions. After this incident, he attempted to garner sympathy on Twitter with this post. Well, that's it, my YouTube account, with 7 million subscribers and 500 million views a month, is gone because a group of people spam reported me, leading to guideline strikes. So this is how you treat your creators after they've spent 4 years helping your platform grow, Team YouTube? Well, yeah. Clearly, he was not satisfied with how things turned out, but what might have surprised him was the usual response on Twitter. People typically send waves of support and sympathy under such circumstances, but in his case, it was entirely the opposite, with many celebrating and thrilled that he had been banned. They were even roasting him on his own tweet, saying things like, "Bro, you used to be genuinely funny. What happened to you? Your Master Oogway voiceover videos used to be entertaining and good, but you really fell off with your hate speech and racist content." So here's a wake-up call. Spreading hate online leaves a sour taste in people's mouths. Big surprise, huh? But all of this unfolded 1 to 2 years ago. So, what has Master Oogway been up to since that time? Honestly, the answer might shock you. Clearly, after being banned, he spent countless hours on Twitter wallowing in self-pity. He attempted to frighten other creators by suggesting that since he got banned from YouTube, they should also be fearful of facing a ban, while utterly ignoring the type of content that initially led to his own downfall. But that wasn't the end of it. He also tried desperately to return to YouTube, albeit in disguise. He made attempts to change older accounts, bearing his name to new ones that had no connections to his identity. However, I guess he overlooked that he had already built an audience on those accounts, and his editing style was too recognizable, as the community quickly connected the dots that these accounts were also linked to Master Oogway. As a consequence, those new accounts met the same fate as his previous ones. So it's a big yikes. Despite his claims on Twitter that YouTube was indifferent to its users, he was desperately attempting to regain access to the platform, realizing he had exhausted all other options. In his quest to return, he pulled his trump card, attempting to sue YouTube for banning him. On a post made in December 2024, Master Oogway declared on Twitter he had officially sued Google for infringing upon his Digital Service Act rights. He mentioned he had his first court hearing coming up this week, citing it would be under Dutch law since that's where he resides. "Wish me luck," he added. Here he was, trying to take on a billion-dollar corporation for alleged wrongful termination. Even an ant could have advised him this was a foolish endeavor. Yet he proceeded anyway, the king of the unemployed. WestJet covered this debacle on his channel, and laughter ensued as everyone ridiculed Master Oogway, not only for the absurdity of the lawsuit, but also for exposing his desperation to re-enter a platform he had previously misused. But none of this really mattered because just a month later, Master Oogway resurfaced on Twitter to announce he lost the preliminary injunction in his case against Google. Referring to himself in third person, he proclaimed prominent YouTuber Master Oogway has failed to secure a preliminary injunction aimed at getting his permanently banned YouTube channel reinstated. While I won't read the entire tweet, he also expressed his sadness over losing the preliminary injunction, stating he truly wants to keep entertaining his fans on YouTube but still has a shot at a full trial, needing time to think it over. Honestly, this reads as code for "I got wrecked." Shortly after, Master Oogway began streaming on Twitch and Kick. And if you assumed his streaming content would differ from his usual prepare for disappointment, it did not change one bit. Shockingly, at the age of 27, he remains fixated on using the N-word. Do I get the pass, guys? Do I get the pass? Yes. 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 Okay, K. Can I refer to you all as my homies? Alright, man, this is cringeworthy. Please just stop. His content remains unchanged, complete with the same old dance routines. In a clip I spotted of him rejoicing over having 45 live viewers, he was doing the exact same thing he did a couple of years back. 45 viewers, chat. 45. 45 viewers, chat. World record, chat. Honestly, there comes a moment when maybe these efforts aren't worth it. No amount of rent could convince me at the hefty age of 27 to stoop to what he's doing. And, perhaps he might need to revert to this if his ban from YouTube were ever lifted. Oh wait, after 1.5 years, I'm back! Devil emoji, I've returned! Uploaded to Super Sigma Bros 2 minutes ago, and this was on August 15th, so it's pretty recent. Let's see if this channel is still active. Video unavailable. This video is no longer accessible due to the termination of the YouTube account associated with it. To my knowledge, this represents his latest attempt at creating a YouTube channel, cornered with limited streaming views and unable to create another account. What did he do next, you ask? He opted to dive into the most reliable community on the internet, crypto meme coins. And yes, I truly wish I was joking. Every Twitter post he now shares appears to focus on promoting his meme coin. Don't buy this coin. Yes, that's genuinely the name of the coin. And don't fret guys, he's definitely not attempting to swindle you. Just trust him. Witnessing this spectacular downfall over the past few years has been nothing short of surreal, and it's fair to label this as a generational decline. How does someone transition from being the face of YouTube Shorts with 7 million subscribers and 500 million monthly views to hawking crypto meme coins on Twitter? And not just that, he's racking up fewer than 30 likes on each post. Although he's lost roughly 99% of his influence and audience, at least he can still post on TikTok and garner some views. How does one transition from being the prominent figure in YouTube Shorts with 7 million subscribers and 500 million monthly views to sharing crypto meme coins on Twitter, receiving fewer than 30 likes on every single post? And despite having lost around 99% of his clout and audience, he can still upload on TikTok and attract views. While browsing his latest trending TikTok account, I noticed he racked up 4,600,000 views on a tutorial about putting on a headset, which means he's transitioned into making tutorials now. It's truly a shame to admit, but this is definitely a significant improvement over his previous content. So let's dive into this refreshed material and find out if it's truly deserving of our support. This is genuinely heartbreaking.